Okay. So hi everyone. I'm going to get started. My name is EJ Vizzi and I work with Age-Friendly Teaneck through the Brightside family. We are a nonprofit organization. But before I go into all of that, I just want everyone to know that I don't know if I can see reactions when I'm sharing my screen. So maybe Adam, if I can see your face. So if there are comments in the chat room or someone wants to speak up, just, make a motion and I can stop sharing and then we can start discussing as a group. I'm happy to have this as informal or as formal as you all want. I have about 8 slides and we can get through them all first and then have Q&A, or we can just cut in between. So as in my audience want to run it, I'm happy to do either way. So to get started, again, my name is EJ Vizzi and I'm the project coordinator of Age-Friendly Teaneck, and we're run through the Brightside family, which is a nonprofit organization that aims to provide affordable housing and supportive services for older adults as they continue aging in place, providing dignity, ensuring comfort, safety, and affordability as much as we can. And so on my Age-Friendly Teaneck team, I just want to make sure I give proper credit to Elizabeth Davis, Jackie Cates, and Colleen Diskin, for without the 3 of them, we would not be able to move forward. And I would feel like I'm a chicken without a head. So thank you to my Age-Friendly Teaneck team. So let's try to click next. There we go. So as I mentioned, we are run through the Brightside family, which is a nonprofit organization. We primarily, our flagship facility is the Brightside Manor, which is an affordable assisted living facility. We also have the Brookdale, which is an independent subsidized senior housing building. We have the PALS program, which is an assisted living program, which many people are not as familiar with ALPs, but they can bring the full ensuite of services that an assisted living residence can provide, but bring it to individuals' apartments. And so they get medication management, housekeeping, laundry, socialization, and again, people are still living independently. We have Age-Friendly Teaneck, which is what I will mostly be talking about with you today, so I won't go into that right now. This year, we launched a county-wide program, which is Senior Checks, a money management program, which helps individuals with managing their day-to-day finances. And so we match them with volunteers who are triple, quadruple checked with reference checks, credit checks, and criminal background checks to make sure that, finances, which can be a sticky subject, is properly managed. And we are also hoping to break ground later this fall on a new development, another affordable senior housing building, which will be similar to the Brookdale, but through a different funding streams. So coming back to the yellow bullet, which is Age-Friendly Teaneck, our community-wide initiative, and through our alliance of Age-Friendly North Jersey, why I'm even here speaking with all of you. So I appreciate the opportunity to fill you in on Age-Friendly Teaneck. We partner with government, business leaders, civic groups, faith leaders, and service providers to address strategies and address population aging, helping to make our communities more livable for people of all ages. We've made a lot of strides in the past 6 years that Age-Friendly Teaneck has been running. And among our proudest accomplishments, which is what I'm talking to you today about, is our creation of the summer internship program that we have for Teaneck High School students to explore careers in aging. Now, when I say Teaneck High School students, they don't have to be students of Teaneck High School, but they have to be of high school age living within Teaneck. So some who might be going to private schools or magnet schools are also eligible to apply to our program. Through Age-Friendly Teaneck, we also run other programs such as opening digital doors. We're excited to have a community hub in the new development that we're having. And so there are many things that we're doing. but let's go and talk about why students might want to choose a career in aging. And so, did you know that career opportunities for students who are interested in working in the aging field really are expanding? And this is largely because people 65 years and older are the fastest growing segment of the US population. I'm sure everyone in this room has heard that statistic. And although there are a broad range of exciting career opportunities in aging, there are not enough professionals to really keep pace with the increasing demand. And so we try to highlight to the students who might be interested in approaching aging or even working with those in the aging field, the benefits of choosing a career. And so it really does set them apart because it is increasingly, the workforce competition is really competitive right now. And aging is one specialty area that really may help set the students apart in providing a solid professional identity within the niche that they choose in their career. You can study what you like within the career, any careers of aging. And so pursuing different areas of study like psychology, healthcare, gerontology, human development, cognitive science, engineering, law, business. There really are a variety of options of careers to choose from. You can do direct care practice such as nurses and gerontologists and physical therapists, or you can pursue some more macro type careers such as research or education or policy. And it's really important to note that these career types are not mutually exclusive, such as those who are faculty members within schools could conduct research while also providing clinical studies. So there's no limiting factor to that. And there really are a lot of career options. Working with older adults by nature is interdisciplinary. And so you would be working with many other fields as well. And so exposing yourself to the various teams that you'd be working on and combining your own interests as the students are growing. And so with all of that in mind, Age-Friendly Teaneck decided we were going to try to start a career exploration internship with the fields of aging that will really offer that comprehensive look at the kinds of social services and businesses that are expected to grow exponentially in the next decade as our population keeps growing older. And I will show you our project timeline. So just to kind of walk through how we do the program every year. And so we did start the program in 2018. We did it in the summers of 2018 and 2019. We had to take a couple years pause during COVID because facilities and our community partners were not able to host. Plus the students were not even in schools. They were doing online learning. But we were able to have our third year and host students for the program this year in 2022. So what we did was around February and March, we started confirming our funding source for the stipends for the students. Now, how we manage it is we do provide a $1,000 stipend to our students upon completion of the internship, recognizing that if we're seeking upperclassmen students who are juniors, seniors, or recently graduated seniors, they might have been interested in finding summer work and maybe having, some money in their pockets. Maybe they have to start thinking about paying for textbooks if they're going to college, if they're thinking about senior prom, if they're a rising senior. And so we respect their time and their interest in wanting to learn about their future careers. And so we wanted to make sure that we can provide a stipend to them, I'm sorry. So then around March-ish, April, I reach out to our community partners. And so I call each of them, let them know that we're thinking about doing this again in the summertime. And many of them laugh at me when I call them around March or April. They're like, I'm not thinking about July. Not at all, not yet. But at least I can put it kind of on their minds as they eventually think about their summer calendars, that maybe there's a day or two, or maybe once a week that they can host our students. So I just want to make sure that I kind of have it on their radar so they can start thinking about it. Then we send our applications to the various schools in the Teaneck district and to faith groups. So that's usually around April, May that we do that, because we want to make sure that they're starting to think about what their summer plans are going to be. And it's around the time that, school sports are ending, they're preparing for finals, they're really preparing for the end of the school year. And so we want to make sure that we get those through before their brains kind of shut down for the summertime. So by mid-May, or end of April, if we were able to kind of get some of the first steps done early, we receive the applications and really start the interview process. And so most of the applications we have been receiving have been through Teaneck High School. And so we connect with the Forum, which is one of their volunteer groups through the guidance counseling department. And we set up interviews to really meet those who we thought were standout applications. With our funding source back on step one, we normally have stipends for about 4 students. So it can be difficult trying to whittle down and weed through who might be the strongest applicants to our internship program. So once we interview them, and we do have, or while we're interviewing them, actually, I'm following up with our community partners again, because it's now May and summer is on the horizon. So now they are thinking about their calendars. So really setting up dates with our community partners and, getting some ideas, whether we're penciling it in or penning it in and finalizing our schedule. So we let the students know who we have chosen. We do choose 2 alternates because you don't know what will come up in someone's life, or maybe they come across another opportunity that best fits, their interest for their summertime. So then July happens and we're hosting our interns, and we get really excited about that. They're with us on a full-time basis for the whole month of July, from Monday to Friday, 9 to 4. Really going through the motions of learning about different companies, different careers, different opportunities that might interest them. And then at the very end of the end of the month, we have them do a final presentation. And so we invite all of our community partners to the table and to that graduation, so that they can really see the presentation that our students have done. And so this is just a sample of our calendar. Of course, when I give it to the students, it's broken down into times. I gave like a loose schedule here that's in front of you. There are many things that maybe we repeat. They go to Cafe Europa a couple times. They go to senior centers a couple times, but I just wanted to keep it simple for the purposes of this presentation. So on the first day, they do orientation, and we really go through a full orientation process of talking about ageism. We show them a lot of disrupting aging videos from AARP. We show them, there are some silly videos where millennials and now Gen Zers are saying, what do you consider old? And they're like, oh, maybe 40s, maybe 50s. And I think a lot of them get a kick out of that. And, there's like, how can you show us what an older adult looks like playing on, can you show us what an older adult looks like using a phone? So they always do a sample flip phone. They look like they're dialing it and squinting at it. And so we have to really break down those barriers of ageism that the students may be coming in. But we do a pre-test, some of the perceptions that they might be coming through. And then at the very end, we do a post-test as well to see, the things that they have learned. But we do introduce them to the pharmacy. We bring them on a hospital tour. So we have a local hospital right in town, Holy Name Medical Center. And within Holy Name, they do have a simulation lab. And so there we were able to do dementia training. And so the students put on gloves that reduce their tactile feelings. They had on glasses that, really diminished their vision and sight, that even had blinders that, reduce any peripheral vision. Inserts into their shoes, and then they were given tasks. So there's a simulation room that might look like an older adult's studio or 1-bedroom apartment, And we just give them 5 tasks to try to complete. So that way they can really feel the effects that dementia or aging might have as they work with older adults. And, you know, you can see really here, we have them talk with, on the 12th, we had a business day where we had them meet with our executive director. They spoke with a business director of business operations, someone from accounting, marketing, fundraising, HR. We had them speak with someone who is in journalism and really has written on the aging beat in newspapers, working, or social workers, development managers. We ask our professionals to speak with them. What have you studied? What did you major in? What were transferable skills? Did what you major in, is it relevant to what your current field is? And how did you get into the role that you're in? We really want our professionals, as they're talking with the student interns, a real life experience of, you know, how they really got to where they were today. They get to see, you know, speak with different geriatricians. They hosted a barbecue for seniors. If those who are on this call are not familiar with Cafe Europa, that's a social program for Holocaust survivors, recognizing that social programs are important for the well-being of survivors because of their shared wartime experiences. They have that common bond, and it's something that happens internationally. And so we're fortunate that within Teaneck, we do have a Cafe Europa program for Holocaust survivors that our interns can help volunteer. Senior living technology, we talk through fall prevention solutions. We show them Medi reminders. We talk through Smart Vitals collection, where it uploads data from the device along with a timestamp for accurate real-time results. And I'm looking at the clock, and I want to make sure that we have time for questions. So I'm just going to fast forward through this calendar and just quickly talk about collecting data, because we do a pre and post test where we talk about ageism and assumptions about growing older. The post survey, recognizing that in the summertime, they don't want to answer a whole lot of questions. And so we just give them 4 quick questions. What do you consider to be the most important lessons you've learned? What experiences do you find most interesting and valuable? What can we as an internship program improve for future summers with other students? And then we do a 1-question video interview so that we can get their kind of personal reactions on what the internship was. And then they also do a final presentation. And so at that final presentation, they can talk about a legacy story through someone that they had spoken with, a career examination, really focusing on a particular elder care profession, something they learned, like how businesses might be affected, or a new technology that they learned about, maybe something about age-friendly design or architecture, if they didn't understand the concept of universal design, and what's good for someone with a wheelchair or a walker is also good for a family with a stroller. And so I think the final presentations are really fun for a lot of our community partners. And so this was at our final presentation day. And so there's some of our Teaneck High School representatives and those on our team. And then here is throughout their month, some of the fun things that they were doing. Right in the middle, they were doing a Kentucky Derby day. So that's why they have those fun hats, and there were horses on the table. At the bottom below our age-friendly Teaneck logo, they're doing a Congo line at one of the Cafe Europa sessions. And so we do have a lot of fun together. But here is my contact information. If you want to reach out to anything age-friendly, we do have some things related to this internship program on our website, but I'm going to stop sharing because I don't know if we have a lot of time left. And I want to make sure that anyone who might have questions has time to do that with me right now.
Hi, I have a question. Do you have any sense about how the students have, like, kind of after the event, after their internship, any data or even anecdotes on their interest in the field of aging afterwards?
Yeah, so we did have one student who was going through she was not sure. She wasn't sure what she was going to go to college for, but she was going into senior year. And so after she had met with our pharmacist, and the pharmacy that we had introduced them to is an on-site compounder, and so they make the medications on site. And that was really interesting to her, and she loved that. And so we found out the following year that she actually applied to the Rutgers Pharmacy School and had gotten in. And so we were excited to hear that. Many students who do apply to our program are interested in nursing or medicine. And so we had a couple people who we run into as we do other programs within Holy Name Medical Center, because they're either in nursing school and doing their internship or rotations, or we have just touched base with them to see how they're doing. There was one student who was very determined to become an OBGYN because she wanted to focus on adult female health. And we didn't want to deter her from that, but she was more interested, or she, decided that maybe gerontology is something to open her mind to. So I have not followed up with her yet. But there's one student I want to make sure I highlight who was not looking at seniors at all, but he just knew that he had a great relationship with his grandparents, and he was going into software engineering. So he wanted to create apps. He wanted to be the next, big tech guy. And he was like, I can do things that will really be user friendly for all age spans. And so I thought that was really wonderful that he now has that perspective. Thank
That's
you for your
awesome. Thank
question.
you. Yeah.